Okay, so I will call the meeting to order at 7:03. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I had to go look it up. So I do have it on my screen. Um, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think our first, oh, my screen went wonky. I'll pull up the agenda. I think our first, so we did the Pledge of Allegiance, and then there's public comment. I don't think we have anyone in the waiting room for that, do we? So there's no public comment this evening. And then the approval of the minutes from June of 22. I need a motion from one of the other commissioners.
I will move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay, and a second? Perfect. All in favor? Okay, that passes unanimously. So that was our first point of business. Our main question and answer session tonight is regarding Cheryl's written director's report, which I really enjoyed. There was a lot in there this time. A lot of really exciting news. Cheryl, do you want to summarize any of the highlights for us?
Let's see here. Well, some of the ARPA funded projects have been completed and are or in the process of. There's the ramp has been replaced. So that's good. One of the outdoor access doors has been replaced, and the roof replacement, it just began. So yeah, there's a dumpster outside the building, and the old cupola is off, and they started taking off some tiles. So hopefully that'll be done within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so in your report, you said the roof was scheduled this week, right?
Yeah, it's September 11th, but then we had rain, so it delayed things. But they were out there today taking off shingles.
Oh, exciting. Yeah. And which door got the door where that on the back where that wall used to be? Is that the one that got replaced?
It's the garage, the garage to the right of the building. There's a door in the back that was not usable, that had the funky paint. That door's gone, and there's a new door there. But then we can access it and go in and out. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to come by the property. I've been meaning to. I just haven't actually made it out there yet. So
wait till after the roof is in, and so yeah. And Henkel is having an employee community action day on October 12th, and they're going to be landscaping that whole area, and they're donating money towards it, which is nice. And they're going to be landscaping that whole area in front of the ramp, because the configuration of the ramp is now different. It abuts the building, and it's double the width of what it was. So that resulted in a lot more area in front that will all be weeded out and reseeded and planted like shrubs instead of the random plants that we had there before. So it's helpful. Yeah. What else do you want to know? Let's see. Oh yeah, so we were asked to, speaking of going like capital projects, the town, George Estrada, Director of Public Works, asked for items that we would like included on this town's 5-year capital plan. So I made up a list and sent it on over. It was based on, we had meetings about this, internal meetings previously, so I had a lot of information. So yeah, I mean, it's yeah, a wish list, I don't know how much it's gonna get done. But, if it's not on there, it's not considered, so on there. Yeah, yeah, so you can take a look at that. And when,
Yeah,
yeah, we need the more space, more bathrooms. We'd like to use the building all year round. Yeah, there's lots of rodent, and the breezeway is, you can tell mice are in there, even though the town has a pest control. We're on that rotation. It's just there's so many holes in the building that they just get in and out. So that's, yeah, that could be improved. So yeah, I mean, we're very pleased with what has been happening so far. We're pleased we got the projects. I spoke with Dimitri, and he was kind enough to tell me, give me heads up about the roof. He didn't want to interfere with any programs that we had coming up. So we did on the week that we didn't have anything. So that was good. September is lighter for us. October is busy. So
you had some really good news about fundraising too, right? Do you want to share that with us?
yeah. So we're right in the process for signing that, but looks like $35,000 was allocated to us by the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. So $35 for 1 year, and if there is bonding from the state in the second year, as I understand it, that it's either they have the prerogative to give us another $35,000 in 24-25. So that's good. There's a lot. They have a different process how they do things, differently than other state agencies. Is they do a reimbursement. So we had to give a list of where the funds would be allocated, and then we submit receipts and invoices for that to add up to the $35,000 for the programs that we said we would be providing. So that's how that works. But it's, we still get the money, but later. So, but yeah.
And that's money for programmatic money. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. But it also includes things that are for landscaping, things that, like, because we're a nature center and the grounds are intrinsic to our programs, we are allowed to include some money in there. So we included money for that as well. So to help us maintain the grounds.
That's really exciting. So good news there.
Yeah, I know, because we were disappointed about that, the loss of that big 75,000, but this, makes up for it partially. So we're happy about that. So we hadn't met since June of last year. Is that right?
Yeah, June of 23.
It was March.
I know we didn't meet in June. It was March. I
March.
apologize. It was March. Yeah.
Oh,
We
so
did have a
March.
quorum in June. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah, because I didn't even include it, that we had gotten a $20,000 grant from the Cashelon Foundation for scholarships. I think that was in my last report, but just reiterating it. We applied again. Looks like we're going to get another $10,000 from Henkel for programs. We started our science adventure trail program this past summer. Yeah, that's fun. Everybody should tell everybody about that. We put signage around, and families come and they get the little science kits and they go around and do experiments along the trails. And they have a guidebook that we wrote and had printed, and they get it stamped certified adventure scientist on there. So it's gotten a lot of good feedback. There was an article in the Connecticut Post, a reporter came out, a photographer, and we were in there in the paper about that. So that's fine. And we brought that back for the fall. Yeah, you could see the programs that we have going on, that program flyer. Yeah, we're partnering with 3 community events. What else? Oh yeah, that mural project is complete. The girl who's running it, Danielle, is now a freshman in Syracuse, and we did have the banner displayed at the state capitol. When the senators and representatives came into the building, they could see the banner, the butterfly Connecticut kaleidoscope banner, and Senator Moore recognized us on the Senate floor. So that was fun, back in February, or no, back in the spring. Oh, not on here is, Unilever is going to be holding this just happened, so it's going to be holding one of their community service days, the week after Henkel's here, so they're gonna be doing more of the, well, let's see, there's a whole list of things, but clearing out, so we had the sunflower seed harvest program this past weekend, and so the sunflowers are done, and they're gonna be cleaning that out, cleaning out the butterfly garden, doing some, and Henkel's gonna be doing some repairs to the playground cement thing, weeding all around, general upkeep and cleaning, maintenance.
Right. It was all really good news that I saw in there. So do any of the other commissioners have questions about Cheryl's report? Okay. I did have some specific questions about ARPA. I'm just going to go back to my agenda real quick. That was old business. So under old business, the ARPA funding, so that's come through, and most of that work was outlined on your report. I did notice you'd mentioned something about a interior garage door that must be hanging in the. Was that part of the ARPA request?
It was written in there in a vague terminology, how the town put it. It said something about garage door, but it wasn't specific. I don't have it in front of me.
And the plan then would be to remove that structure for the door and then put something permanent in place, or a different kind of door in place. Is that the idea?
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh,
yeah.
So two different things. So when back like 15 years ago, whatever it was, the Bullard Havens Technical High School, they took down the typical garage doors. They took them out. The building was sided, and they put in open, regular doors, access doors that you walk in. But the overhead garage doors, they left on the ceiling of the garage. So they should come down. So that's part of it. But also all the outdoor access doors were on the ARPA list.
Okay.
Because there's all the doors have issues. The one on the bottom, which is the basement, lots of holes with the overhead door and the regular access door. The front door is very tight. It's hard to open and close it. The interior door to the kitchen, you can hardly open and close it. And then you have to really pull and slam the door to the garage to get it closed. So they're on their last legs, but they were on the list.
On the ARPA list. Great. Okay. I was curious about what that was. So they left the basically those tracks in the garage, and those are coming down.
It's on the list. It's like,
it's on the list. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
I don't know how much was expended. I don't have the access to that information, because I don't know how much the ramp and the roof and that one door cost. So did we reach our $75,000? I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, but I hope not. I hope they can put the doors in there. So. Yeah.
Are there any other questions around that ARPA funding from anyone? No? Okay. Then I did see, it was good news that we're on the 5-year plan. I mean, we discovered that last year, right? When we were talking about what was possible with the building, that we needed to be on that plan. For those who didn't know that, there was a little bit of discovery there, and we realized we needed to be on there, and we did apply for that. So it's good to see that George was proactive about that and asked us to have stuff on the list. Now, the two things that you did mention just now, one was mice control. That was one of the ones that I had questions about. And the other one that I had questions about was the grade, having the property graded. Can you explain to us what that issue is?
Well, there was one project, the basement. There's that old garage door and door. They did do that. That was done.
Okay.
I thought that was done like last year, so that should have been on a previous report. But they took down a cement retaining wall and resloped the land to the right, as you're facing the building, to the right of the garage. So that's been done. And the town just sort of did that. I wasn't even included in the funds. They just like went there.
Oh, I thought there was,
The other thing I'm
something-
concerned about is the driveway slope.
that's the question I had. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you explain that issue for us?
Yeah, so the driveway over time, so it's a very long driveway, and over time, it's raised up and then it slopes down to the
Yeah.
slopes down left and right. So it's a little bit difficult. It is difficult. I'm not gonna miss words. It's difficult for buses to navigate. So we always try to make sure as much as we can to not have the buses come up. We have them go to that turnaround up front, and then we walk the students up to the building, because one time a bus, I don't know why, but it decided to turn around right in the middle of the driveway and it got stuck. So, but it did finally, another bus had to come and help and got it out. But I do see like with the ATVs, I see issues with them going down on the right side of the property as you face Route 25, and they're scraping the bottom of their vehicles as they go up the driveway. So it really needs, I mean, I'm sure it's a very expensive project, but it really needs to be redone so it's flattened.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That whole driveway coming up to the house is raised. And
Yes.
so the issue is the buses in particular have difficulty. But yeah, I could also see that if you once you get off of it, it's hard to get back on. Yeah,
and
okay.
people don't realize it. Like if that happened to me, I would just drive parallel next to the driveway, but people don't know. They think they could just go up, and they realize, no,
Okay.
kind of stuck. I've seen it happen a couple of times. So, and I don't think the situation is going to resolve itself on its own. So I'm hoping that could be rectified.
Those were and then the mice issue. So we are on their pest control, but then there's other entry points in the building. Is that correct?
Right, it's not secure, like downstairs in the garage, like I said, that basement is not secure. Anywhere, any way a mouse can get in, they're getting in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. All right. Those are the questions I had. I don't know if anybody else had any questions. No, we're good. Okay. I think that's all of the points around your report, Cheryl. So thank you.
Okay.
The only other point of business I had was whether or not to meet in person next time we meet and set that date. I am in favor of having a meeting eventually at the building itself. Maybe we can do that in the spring if you're not comfortable doing it in December. I just wanted to get an opinion whether we wanted to do that in December or maybe we can do it in the spring. Any thoughts there? No, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it
Perfect.
doesn't matter to me either, the winter or the spring. So I
Okay.
don't have any preference.
If it's all the same, I would prefer spring for weather, for a lot of reasons.
Perfect.
Mostly for that.
We'll do our next meeting then in December 13th. That's the second Tuesday in December. And we'll just do that in Zoom, and then we'll schedule the spring one in person, and hopefully we can meet there at the building so that we can all get a sense of what that property is like and see all of the new improvements.
Can I just clarify the date for December is the 19th?
19th. Thank you. I must have an old agenda.
Okay.
So it's December 19th. Okay, thank you for that. Is there any other business in front of us tonight? In which case I think we can adjourn. So thank you for your time. I know these are very quick meetings, so that's all good. And we'll go from there. We'll meet again in December. So thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Right,
you.
good night.
Good night.